guys, it's Way here, and today I'm going to bring you guys a very highly requested video, and it's going to be the best investments to pick up during Black Friday. We've got investments for low budgets, medium budgets, and also high budgets. Loads of cards for you guys to pick up, regardless of how many coins you've got. They'll hopefully be able to make you loads of profit in the future when you go to sell them on, and I would recommend trying to get these in the week or so before Black Friday. And that's probably going to be around about the 17th to the 21st or 22nd. I think that's going to be the best time to actually buy these cards. Black Friday is on the 25th. I've actually already done a video entirely on Black Friday, the market crash, when cards are going to be at their cheapest, when I'd recommend buying them, the prices you can see some of these cards drop to, and just how much they actually go down. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave a card in the top right corner of the video. Really would recommend checking out before this one, as it covers everything you'll be wanting to know about Black Friday. But before getting on into the video, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And also, if you guys could leave a like on the video as well, that'd be very much appreciated. If we could smash 250 likes, that'd be awesome. But without further ado, let's go on into the video. Starting off, we've got the low budget investments, and every single one of these cards is going to set you back under 15,000 coins. I personally recommend getting any of these investments here if you've got around 50 to 100k. That's the low budget investment category. I know 100k is quite a lot at this stage of FIFA, but in terms of investing, you want to be getting a lot of cards. You don't want to put all your coins into one or two cards just because it's a little bit riskier. So even if you have 100k and you can afford some of the cards in the mid-tier category, personally I'd recommend just trying to get some of the cards here as cheaply as possible. Now, we've got a few different investments, and although there are plenty of good cards here, it's just a rough guide. I'm just showing you a couple of good investments. There are loads and loads of other good players, and hopefully after watching the video you'll understand all of the best players, in my opinion, to invest in. So we start off with high rated but cheap gold cards. So you're going to be able to get 83s, 84s, 85s and 86s. You can see a couple of examples here. There are many others. You just want to try and find some of the cheapest ones, and you'll be able to get these cards really cheaply, and you should be able to make some good coins on them. You can do exactly the same with informs as well. Anything from 84 all the way down to 80 rated is going to be a good investment if you can get them for around 10 to 15k. Obviously with 84s, you may have to pay a little bit more. In some cases about 15 to 20k, but with the 80 rated, 81s, even 82s, you can get a lot of them for around 11 to 10,000 coins. Some really cheap investments, and they can make you a lot of coins, and I would definitely recommend picking yourself up a couple of those cards when you can actually get these at their cheapest, which in my opinion is going to be a couple of days before Black Friday. So firstly, you've got those SBC investments. Next up, we've got very popular players on the game that aren't too expensive and that aren't too high rated, so they're going to be packed a lot. You're looking at the players who everyone uses in their cheap weekend league teams. So taking a look at some of the examples here, there are many others. We've got people like Aurier, one of the best right backs on the game, especially in the Premier League. Goretzka, very popular midfielder in the Bundesliga. If you're building a Bundesliga team, he's one of the go-to options on that lower scale budget for Champions teams or just for division teams in general. But we've also got Heung-min Son. He's a player who's around 10,000 coins, one of the most popular players on the game in his possession, and he's another one who's going to drop down a lot in price. I could see him hitting like 5 or 6k, and you'll be able to make some good profit on him. Also, people like Bakayoko, he's another one of those players you just see in a lot of FUT Champions teams. He's very popular, very overpowered, and he's another good investment to get. You've got people like Mohamed Salah, we've got here. You've got people like Tolisso, Leroy Sané, Chris Smalling, so many examples. Basically, you just want to look at those players who are around 5 to 15,000 coins, playing in good leagues for good nations with good stats, just overpowered and popular players on the game who are used a lot, used in FUT Champions, for example, and that's going to make their prices rise up when they're needed in demand. But when there's so many cards on the market due to the huge supply of people panic selling, the large amount of packs being opened, you're going to be able to get these cards cheaply, and you're going to be able to make some good profit when you go ahead and sell them on in the future. So as I said, the cards you're looking at, you're wanting to get those cheap but high rated cards needed for SBCs, discard price informs, and also any popular but cheap players that are needed in FUT Champions, divisions, just popular overpowered players on the game. Next up, we've got the mid-tier investments. These are going to set you back around 20 to 50,000 coins, and I'd recommend getting any of these if you've got 100k or more, all the way up to about 500k. If you've got more than that, you can get some of those high tier investments that I'll show you guys in just a moment. But looking at some of the cards, you're mainly looking at the really popular players on Ultimate Team used in FUT Champions, divisions, just the really sweaty players, like with the previous investments, but this time you're looking at the slightly higher budget cards, people like Martial, Gabriel Jesus, Dembele, Kyle Walker, Eric Bailly, people like that. They're really good investments. And also you're looking at special cards. These are mainly ones that you want to get for SBCs. For example, Footmas, which last year lasted, I believe, for 12 days around about Advent and Christmas. So obviously in December we had a lot of SBCs, 3 every day. These needed lots of different cards like the Ultimate Scream cards, ones to watches, informs. So you can get some good deals right now picking up some cheap Ultimate Scream cards, people like Bender, for example, some of those 80 to 85 rated ones that are going to be useful for SBCs. You can also get some good inform investments too, either from past Team of the Weeks, people like El Sharawi, for example. There's loads and loads of others, obviously, that you can pick up. These are going to be quite cheap, as a lot of people have panic sold them, so you can get some good investments there. And you can also get some good investments just with Team of the Week players from the current Team of the Week that's going to be available when you guys are going to be picking up your investments, which, as I said, I'd recommend getting them around about a week or so before Black Friday. We've also got ones to watch cards. These are going to be very, very cheap. We've seen them plummet recently in price because of the international break and because of Black Friday, so you can get these cards and make a lot more profit in the future when they rise up again or when they play well. And then we've also got the high rated gold cards, similar to the previous investments, which were 83s, 84s, 85s. We've got the higher rated 87s, 88s, even 89s. You can get people like Godin and Silva very, very cheaply. They'll drop down to probably like 25k for someone like David Silva, and he can rise up to about 40k or so when Player of the Month comes around, so you can make a lot of coins on those. So again, you're looking at those popular overpower players, and you're looking at special cards, ones to watches, Ultimate Scream, and also informs, and then there's really high rated cards that are going to be useful for SBCs. Finally, we've got the high budget investments. These are the elite and extremely expensive cards on the game. They're going to set you back a lot of coins. Personally, I would recommend at least 500k to start off getting some of these investments, but they can make you huge amounts of coins. In some cases, you can make several 100k simply on one card alone. Last year, for example, we saw Laurent Blanc drop to around 500k during Black Friday. He recovered and rose up to around 8 or 900k just a couple of weeks later. So we're going to start off with icons. They're really good investments to give. You've got the coins because they're the most elite cards on the game. There's a huge demand for them just because of how good they are, especially in FUT Champions for the elite players, but there is a very low supply just because they're very, very rare cards. So you want to try and get popular icons. People like Laurent Blanc with his 85 rated midfielder card, people like Del Piero. It doesn't really matter which versions you get, if you get the mid-tier, the second variation, or the first variation, the baby version of the icon. It's up to you what you get. Obviously, the baby versions on the whole are cheaper, except in some cases where they may be in a different position, or they're a lot quicker, or just have generally better stats. But you're looking at people like Kluivert, Del Piero, Hullet, Laurent Blanc. There's so many good icons to get. Ferdinand's another good one. Roberto Carlos, Desai. I mean, there's so many good options to go and invest in, but you just want to go with popular icons. If you can get them cheap enough, you can make a lot of coins. We've also got the elite and very high rated and expensive informs. So you're looking at people like Kevin De Bruyne, Aubameyang, Messi, people like Aguero as well. There's so many high rated, very expensive informs. And similar with icons, they have a very, very high demand. A lot of people want to use them. They're some of the best players on the game, but there is, again, a very limited supply. Not many of them are packed as they're very elite cards. They're, again, going to drop down in price. We saw that, for example, last year. I believe it was Inform Pogba. He dropped around 800k during Black Friday, rose up to nearly 2 million just a couple of weeks later. So you can make a lot of coins on some of those investments. And then we've got the very high-rated, expensive, and elite gold cards. So obviously people like Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Suarez, all those guys. And then you've got the really popular players people who maybe get 40 out of 40 or get high elites or top 100 in FUT Champions. The really elite players who have a lot of coins, pretty much an unlimited budget, and can get whatever teams they want. The types of cards they use, people like Paul Pogba, people like De Bruyne, Bale, Kante, those very, very popular FUT Champions players, the type of elite cards that people kind of aim to get, you're looking at getting those investments. So people who are in at pretty much everyone's kind of dream team on the game, those really, really popular players. So I think Pogba's a great one. He's got 5-star skills, an amazing card. He is very, very expensive, but he's one of the best players on the game, especially in the midfield. If you're looking for an option there, especially from the Premier League as well and France, he's a great investment to get. Kante as well. All the elite players, people like Ronaldo, Messi, they're all going to drop down in price. And the Black Friday market crash is the perfect time to pick some of them up and make yourself loads and loads of coins. No matter how many coins you've got, you're going to be able to get some investments. If you don't have many, go with the low tier investments. If you have maybe like 100k to 500k, go with those mid tier investments. And if you've got a lot of coins, you can get some of those high budget investments investments. But whatever you do, just get some investments because you can make loads and loads of coins. It's so easy. Just pick some of the cards up, keep them in your club, maybe play a few games with them, do whatever you want, and sell them on in the future and make yourself loads and loads of coins. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm actually going to have a video out tomorrow on when to sell your current cards you have in your club to prepare for Black Friday, and also when to actually buy your investments. I know I've said in this video here when to buy them, but I have had so many questions I thought I'd do a full video addressing specifically when to buy and sell cards. And also, if you have any more questions, either let me know in the comments down below, or try my best to get back to you, or go and check out the video which I left a card to earlier on. I'll leave a link down below in the description as well. But I hope you guys did enjoy this one, and yeah, hopefully it's going to help you guys out. Now you know what to do, get some investments. This is just a rough guide. There are loads and loads of other players, but I'm just showing you guys a few examples of each, so you get a rough idea of the best investments to get. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new on here, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care.